Behind a stout defense and a pair of Austin Eckler touchdowns, the Chargers officially punched their postseason ticket as a wildcard team with a 20-30 win over the Colts. The Chargers defense had 7 sacks, the most in a game since 2016, picked off Nick Foles 3 times, and held the Colts offense to 0 for 10 on third down. Eckler had 79 yards from scrimmage and 2 scores on the ground. He's up to an NFL leading 16 touchdowns scored this year. Keenan Allen added 11 catches for 104 yards. This will be Justin Herbert's first postseason appearance. He'll be the youngest quarterback to start a playoff game in Chargers history. After 3 disappointing seasons with 2 different head coaches, the Los Angeles Chargers will finally return to the playoffs for the first time since 2018. Many fans wrote the Chargers off this season after several ugly games that they turned in. Instead, the Chargers shut up the critics, rose to the occasion during the most important part of their season, and have now won 3 straight games. They're getting hot at the right time. And more importantly, the team is also getting healthier by the week, with Joey Bosa potentially even returning in Week 17 against the LA Rams. How's it going, everyone? Luca here, back with another video. In this one, I'm going to be talking about the LA Chargers and why they could stir things up in the AFC playoff field. Hit a like on the video, it does help the algorithm a ton, and please subscribe to the channel for more NFL content just like this. We're trying to hit 3K subs, so your support is greatly appreciated. Despite all of the trials and tribulations, a full-strength Chargers team is one that nobody wants to play in the postseason. Kansas City Chiefs running back Jerick McKinnon essentially confirmed this reality in an interview with Robert Gullo of Sportskeeda, where he named the Chargers as the toughest team the Chiefs have played all year, and I quote, "But I'm not gonna lie, every time we play the Chargers, that game goes down to the wire. I might have to give it to the Chargers." Close quote. The LA Chargers had to overcome more injuries than any other team in the league this season. However, the Bolts started to get healthy at the perfect time. Following Week 16, there were only 2 more big-name players that fans were waiting to return. All-Pro left tackle Rashawn Slater and All-Pro edge rusher Joey Bosa. After weeks of speculation and the timeline not being completely clear, Chargers fans were given the news they had all been waiting for on Thursday. Joey Bosa has been designated to return from the IR, giving him a real chance of playing in Week 17 against the Rams. Joey Bosa returning to the Chargers makes this defense absolutely terrifying. Regardless of how big of a role Joey Bosa will have in Week 17 against the Rams, he will have plenty of time to get back into game shape and be ready to make a massive impact in the playoffs in 3 weeks. Bosa will be returning to a defense that has looked great as of late. The Chargers are allowing just over 18 points per game since the bye week and have the best defensive third down conversion rate in the league over the last 3 weeks. A struggling pass rush has finally started to come into its own, and that is only going to improve with Bosa back in the mix. Teams are not going to be able to key in on Khalil Mack as they were before with Bosa now in the line. They will have to zero in on Bosa, who will open the door for Mack to make a bigger difference. And let's not forget that Khalil Mack had 4 sacks in the 2 full games that Bosa played in Week 1 and Week 2. Even if Bosa is not logging huge pressure numbers himself, his presence alone on the defensive line is going to completely change the pass rush and run defense down the stretch. His sheer presence will make all the difference in the world. Now, the Chargers still have a lot of work to do, but they're starting to look like the team nobody wants to see come playoff time. With Bosa back in the fold, this defense could legitimately be one of the best in the entire AFC playoff picture. The Chargers have had their fair share of ups and downs all year. It hasn't always been pretty for them. Their running game is inconsistent at best and sometimes even non-existent. The defense has been much better of late, but it has had its struggles. But despite all of this, the Chargers might be the most dangerous out of any wildcard team in the NFL. Justin Herbert can put the team on his back, as he's done so many times. And with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams healthy, he's even more lethal. Austin Eckler can do it all, of course. And both the offensive and defensive lines could get a Pro Bowler back in Rashawn Slater and Joey Bosa. Talk about a huge boost to your football team at the most important time of the year. This is a Chargers team that also went toe-to-toe with the likes of the Chiefs twice, the 49ers once, and they did defeat the Miami Dolphins. The amount of high-end talent all over this roster makes this a team to watch out for in the AFC. The Chargers could be turning a lot of heads very soon in the playoffs. What has your reaction been to this Chargers team? How far do you think the Chargers can go? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I will say this. The Los Angeles Chargers are one of those teams that everybody kind of forgot about. People were high on this team going into the season, but after they stumbled out of the gate, that same hype, that same conversation that was had before the start of the season, it just faded. People weren't paying attention to the Chargers, and this was a team that kind of just went throughout the season not being talked about. But something changed. A few weeks ago, this team really hit their stride. And it started on the defensive end, as the Chargers were a team that were giving up a ton of points earlier in the season. They really zeroed in on that part, and through that, their offense opened up. And a big component why the Chargers didn't get off to a great start was the fact that they weren't even 100% healthy. This is a team that had to endure so many different injuries, but now they are getting healthier at the right time. You talk about the boost that a guy like Slater and Bosa is going to make on this team. I can't even begin to tell you how much of a difference that's going to make. And Justin Herbert, he's the X factor in all of this. I just said at the top of the video, he's going to be the youngest quarterback in Chargers history to start a playoff game. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. And we see what Herbert can do in some of these showdown games, these shootout games. So as long as you have Justin Herbert and you got to go play the Bills, the Chargers, the Bengals, all three of those teams have great quarterbacks, arguably the three best quarterbacks in the league right now. You got a guy in Herbert who can hold his own. You got a guy in Herbert who can look the part against those other QBs and really have your team in a position to pull out a big time win. So don't sleep on these Chargers. They're getting hot at the right time. They're getting healthier at the right time. And we've seen in times before, those are usually two things you want on your side for a team that can make an improbable run when everybody least expects it. So I think the Chargers are loving that they're being overlooked here, that not a lot of people are paying attention to them, because this is a team that can make some serious noise, and they're going to finish up the season strong, and that will lead to them having some postseason success. So yeah, the Chargers back in the postseason. We'll see how Herbert looks in his first dance, and we'll see how far this Chargers team can in fact go. But let me know your thoughts of the Chargers, guys, in the comment section down below. Drop a like on the video, it helps it a ton. And please subscribe for more Chargers and NFL content just like this. That's it for me, guys. This is Luca signing off. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all again in the next video.